Many designs call for a line, also called a rule, to sit above or below a paragraph, especially a heading. And you could spend all day drawing lines with the line tool, but you'd be a lot better off using InDesign's Paragraph Rules feature. I have my catalog file open from the exercise files folder, and I'm going to jump up to the previous spread by pressing Option Page Up or Alt Page Up. Now I'm going to zoom in on the lower left corner of this page, just by using the Command Spacebar or Control Spacebar shortcut. Drag over that area, and I zoom in. I can see that I have a heading here, Fashion and Textile Design, but it looks kind of dull. I want my eye to be drawn to it, so I'm going to put a rule above or below it. To do that, I need to put my text cursor inside the paragraph, so I simply double-click on it. Now I want to open the Paragraph Rules dialog box. And to get there, I need to go all the way over to the right side of the control panel to open its menu. Here, I can choose Paragraph Rules. The shortcut is Command-Option-J or Control-Alt-J. Now, the Paragraph Rules dialog box is actually two different dialog boxes kind of combined into one. You choose each of them from this pop-up menu here. There's Rule Above, and there's Rule Below. You can only see one at a time. I want to create a Rule Above, so I'll select that, and then I'll turn on the Rule On checkbox. I'm also going to turn on the Preview checkbox so I can see what I'm doing while I'm working. Let's move this dialog box out of the way a little bit. Now, right now, I've got a one-point black solid line right at the baseline of the text. That's probably not what I want, so let's change it. First, I'm going to change the color of the rule. I'll do that in this Color pop-up menu. Let's make it orange. Next, I'm going to make that rule a little thicker, maybe 3 points instead of 1. And then I'm going to change the offset. I'll press the Tab key a few times until it highlights the offset field. The offset is how far away from the baseline this rule should be. I'm going to increase this, maybe 8 points. And when I hit another tab, you'll see that it moves that 8 points up, so now it's above the text. I can also change how wide this rule should be. Not how thick, but how wide. For example, I'm going to change this left indent to 5 points. Then I'll hit Tab. You'll see that the rule actually indented 5 points. Alternatively, I could turn it around and make it negative 5 points. Then hit Tab, and you'll see that the line actually gets pulled out into the margin. The other way I can control how wide this rule should be is the Width pop-up menu. Right now it's set to column, so it's going to go from one column to the next. But if I change this to text, then the rule goes only to the edge of the text. InDesign is smart enough to know where the edge of the text is, and however long that line is, that's how long the rule will be too. In fact, if I edited this text to make it shorter, the line will get shorter too. Now in this case, I actually do want to fill the whole column, so I'll set this back to column. Let's look at another interesting effect that you can create with the Paragraph Rules feature. In this case, I'm going to make this rule much thicker. I'll bring it up to, say, 10 points. Then, instead of using a positive offset, I'm going to move it down a little bit. I'll change this down to perhaps -2 points. By doing this, I actually place this bar behind the text. And if I make this a darker color, we can get a really interesting effect. I'll click OK, select this text, and then in the Swatches panel, set this to white or paper. I'll click out here so we can see it without the highlighting, and we can see that this text is reversed out of a dark bar. And that's pretty cool. It just goes to show sometimes you have to think outside the box.